One of the main reasons people get into real estate is one is yes, to build wealth, but to create cash flow. The longer you own the property, the more you pay down the debt, rents continue to rise, and you create that cash flow, what we call passive income. Income that you don't have to go to work for every single day. So if you're someone who's looking to get started, here are the top questions that folks like you are asking. In case you're new here to multifamily Long Beach, my name is Juan Huizar. I'm president of Sage Real Estate, your fourplex market leader and your highest rated real estate broker in Long Beach. 99% of all millionaires have created their wealth or built their wealth through real estate investing. So the data is clear. You invest in real estate, you hold on to it long enough, and you will have the same success. For example, either investing in real estate or investing in stocks. So the difference when comparing stocks and real estate is that when you buy real estate, you're able to use the bank's money, and as the property goes up, you're making money overall, which really increases the rate of return for the real estate owner more so than it would with stock. The next question is, what is inflation? Inflation is something that happens every single year. What you pay for milk and bread always goes up. What we pay in gas typically goes up. And so the important part is when you have real estate, it keeps up with inflation. So you're never falling behind when it comes to that investment vehicle. If your money is sitting in the bank, you're actually losing money because they're gonna pay you a very, very small return on that, but the actual cost of living goes up every single year by a certain percentage. And so if you have money in the bank, you're falling behind every single year. The beautiful part about owning real estate is that it keeps up with inflation. So the next question we have is, Juan, how much money do I need to get started in real estate investing? So we did a little research. So in the city of Long Beach, the lowest price duplex that has sold this year is $270,000, which is a really good price. And if a buyer wanted to purchase that property, and if they qualified for what's known as FHA financing, which would require them to live in one of the units, their down payment for that property would be $13,500. So in that situation, that is the amount of down payment that one would need to be able to qualify for their first property. The amount of down payment always depends on the purchase price and also the strength of the borrower. So what's that mean? When you speak with your lender, they're gonna run your credit and see where that's at. They're gonna look at your income, the debt coverage ratio, how much income you bring in, how much debt you have, and they're gonna help determine the amount that you qualify for. And also the down payment of the property as well. So that's gonna vary with every single building. The next question is, Juan, can I buy my first investment property with a partner, my friend? The answer is yes. You could always buy something with a partner, 3 partners, 4 partners. You guys could work out the deal amongst yourselves, but we see that happen all the time. Sometimes one of the partners brings a construction background to the sale or to the purchase, and another person is able to qualify for the loan. Amongst themselves, they figure out the percentage that they each want, and then they move forward with the purchase. Sometimes they do come together and both get qualified together so that they could purchase something that's much, much larger. So it is possible to create a situation where you're not having to buy your first investment property by yourself, but partner up with someone that's gonna be able to help you along the way. So the next question, and it's a question that I get asked often, is, Juan, how do I know if it's a good deal or not? The answer is not that easy, but let me just give you some of the high points. Always in any type of investment, we wanna look at the market. So we wanna analyze what I call a market analysis on the building that we're doing, right? So the market's gonna tell us what's a good deal or not. What's a good cap rate, what's a good gross rent multiplier, what's a good price per door, price per square foot, and good cash on cash. So all that is gonna come from the market. We take that from the market and then we apply it to what we call the financial analysis, and then do a full financial analysis breakdown on that. So there you have it. You're gonna need a market analysis, a financial analysis, and a property analysis. And having all 3 of those, we could best advise on whether it's a good deal or not. So an example of a bad deal, what I think is a bad deal is overpaying for a property. A bad deal is buying an investment property where every single month the income that comes in does not cover the debt of the property. That means every single month you're negative on the property. That is a bad deal. A bad deal is buying a property that has a lot of deferred maintenance, or has foundation issues, or has structural problems with the property that's gonna take you a long time to correct, or to fix, or to repair. A bad deal is when you have a bad tenant. That this is a tenant that you're unable to vacate, they're giving you issues with the property, and then they're not paying rent. Another question we have is, moving forward, what is different of investing in 2021 that maybe we didn't have in 2020? Well, in 2020, we had the pandemic that has affected us all. New laws have changed. The way that we manage the units has changed. The forms that we need has changed. And we also have rent control in place. And so moving forward, the way that you manage what you're allowed and not allowed to do has certainly changed. We do recommend that you stay up to date, you follow the apartment association and experts like us and others who are out there keeping folks informed on best practices when it comes to managing your units. The next question is, what are the possible risks of investing in real estate? The first risk that comes to mind is losing money. No one wants to lose money, but that's certainly, if you're gonna take the first steps in investing in real estate, you have to know that there's a chance that you might lose money. And that could be in the form of overpaying for a building. That could be in the form of the economy takes a turn and values drop. That could also be buying a building where the tenants are not paying rent. And so as a business owner, you're unable to collect the income that the property should be producing. Other risks include repairs that were unforeseen and you don't have the capital or you don't have the income to cover those repairs. So there's certainly risks in any investment that you do out there. So another question is, Juan, how can I become a better investor? My number one recommendation is find someone who's actually doing it. Interview them, take them out to lunch, treat them to coffee, and ask them, how is it that you got started? How is it that you knew this was a good deal, and what advice do they have for you? Hands down, that's gonna be the best way that you learn, is by hearing it from someone who's actually doing it. There are a lot of great books out there. There's great podcasts, but I recommend that you find someone, a mentor, who's actually doing it and is successful. So the last question today is, what are some smart decisions that I could make on my first investment property? Well, for one, if you're in a bigger city, it's important to try to create parking. Two, it's always nice if you're able to create or build or offer washer dryer connections inside of the units. We know that tenants prefer that. Units will lease out better if that's the case. And during the pandemic, we've learned that tenants prefer more space inside of their unit. And sometimes it's converting a closet into an office nook or reconfiguring the unit to even create a second bedroom. We actually have a video on this, on the top 7 things you could do to increase the value of your property, and I invite you to check out that video. Our goal at Sage Real Estate is to educate you on how to create wealth through apartment ownership. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you found this valuable, make sure to like, share, or subscribe. And if you have any questions, if I left anything out, comment below. So there you have it. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.